Another aspect of your piece today in Football Morning in America, which you could see on Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports, NBCSports.com, was the odds that you had for a new Deshaun Watson home should he prove to emerge from what we in the NFL media refer to his situation as a viable NFL quarterback or viable citizen. And with put it all together, why do you choose 2022 as the possibility? Is there no, what are you hearing that makes you think 2021 couldn't be a spot?
I mean, all I'm hearing is that I think most people around the NFL believe that Deshaun Watson's season this year is going to be interrupted by either trials or a suspension or both. And so that's why I say, here's my best guesses for where he's going to be in 2022. Maybe he'll be somewhere in 2021. But don't you think right now, until all of his legal stuff is played out and until the NFL rules in some way, how in the world, if you're an owner of a franchise, how if you're Jeffrey Lurie right now, do you stand at a press conference and announce that you have just traded for a guy who has been accused by 21 or 22 women of sexual assault or sexual harassment, whatever the courses say, the cases exactly say. Mm-hmm. You can't do it. So, I mean, I put 2022 in there for a very simple reason, that I just think his 2021 season is a washout.
And so, the concept of the Eagles being sitting at the top of your list of odds on the next football team, you have Philadelphia 3-1. I mean, they've got all those first round picks, right? I put it straight to Howie Roseman last week, trying to keep him away from getting popped for tampering. But, the way that they've attempted, the Jalen Hurts, the way that the coach is sitting here saying there's a quarterback competition with Joe Flacco because they just got there. It's clear to me that Hurts has got a year to figure this thing out in Philadelphia, because exactly. If not, it's sitting right there on the tee for him.
Jalen Hurts has the job in his hands. If he plays great, if he is Dak Prescott this year,
right,
then I doubt the Eagles are going to go get a quarterback. And then they will have the true luxury of having a quarterback on his rookie deal for the next 2 years. Now, they can't have it for 3, because he was a second-round pick. But they can have a quarterback on a rookie deal with all of these high picks, and probably 2 years from now, the money to spend in free agency on missing pieces. They'd be in Fat City if Jalen Hurts is a really good player. But, I think it's probably more likely than not certain, but more likely than not that they'll be looking for a quarterback, at some point this year or next. So that's why I put them there. They've got all the resources to do so. But, I mean, I had them tied with Carolina because I think if they decide that they want to go get this player, they're going to be very, very aggressive in trying to do so.
Well, I think it's also wise for you, Peter, to look at the other conference because that's where Houston would want to send him. And we also know that Watson, again, this is all assuming that he does emerge through this as a viable quarterback and citizen of the world. Washington would be, just a dynamite spot because they also didn't really go in a direction this year other than to look at 2021, right? They didn't go in.
That's why those 3 teams are my top 3 teams in this, because they all look like they could need quarterbacks in 2022, and all of them, each one of them, have very aggressive front offices and or an owner, and so all of them, I think this really could be, especially if the Deshaun Watson outcome is not as bad as everyone thinks it looks right now, if then they're going to have, it's like, I wrote about the Dolphins at the top of my column. One of the things I said about Chris Greer is how he uses leverage. He used leverage to get a great deal out of Houston for Laramie Tunsil, and he used leverage to get a really good deal out of the 49ers for the third pick in the draft. Smart teams know how to use leverage, and I'm pretty sure that Nick Caserio, who worked under Bill Belichick for 20 years, knows how to use leverage.
And I mean, this is all speculation again, Peter. And normally you and I don't live in this realm, but it is still out there, and it's stuff that I hear, and I'm sure you're hearing it too. The Dolphins still have a hankering for Deshaun Watson, and if not vice versa. Will Fuller is now on that team. And again, the fact that the Texans took a kid with their first draft choice this year, I mean, with all their holes to fill, to me puts the writing completely.
They have one pick in the top 80.
Please.
They're an
expansion
team. They are an expansion team.
That's what
they have one pick in the top 80,
right.
And they pick a quarterback. And Nick Caserio says, in essence, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. This is not anything about Deshaun Watson. Please.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.